Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick two random SoulsBorne bosses. And then in honor of Valentine's Day, this coming Friday, these two bosses will play the couples game with their significant others. And whoever wins the couples game will be the winner. I like to put together competitions where I don't have to decide who's going to win. That's really what the truth is of this whole thing, I guess. Which makes no sense because we have a verdict section at the end of the show where I decide who wins. Anyway, so we are going to pit two bosses against each other, and then we're going to have bios, and then we're going to decide who wins. And contestant number one is, after I get my cursor in the right spot, is Margit the Fell Omen from Elden Ring. Margit, huh? Margit is one of the earlier bosses. I mean, he's tough in his own right. And once again, we look at these bosses as in kind of a level playing field kind of thing. Say if you were to face Soul of Cinder, I try to put them on a level playing field. Margit's tough. I mean, he's pretty quick, and he's got a lot of sweeping spin moves, and yeah, he's not a boss to be trifled with. I wouldn't screw around with Margit on my own dime, or maybe I would. I don't know, but he's tough. Margit can fight. Sorry, I had an alarm going off. So yeah, Margit the Fell Omen is contestant number one on this episode of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, and we will take this wheel for another spin. We are going to decide the opponent of Margit the Fell Omen in this couples game for Valentine's Day. Who is Margit's significant other? Probably Margot. I think they're the same person, I'm not sure. Could be Godfrey, I guess. I don't know. That's not for me to decide. That's for them to figure out. Okay, contestant number one is Margit the Fell Omen. And he will face over in the blue corner the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3. Ah, my arch nemesis. I spent a week on that bastard. Spent a week on that bastard before I finally beat him the first time I played Dark Souls 3. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the hardest bosses in Dark Souls 3. So, this is a good one, I think. This is definitely going to be a good one. We are contractually obligated to go to the bio, so let's have a look at Margit the Fell Omen. Not a lot in the way of lore surrounding Margit. Really what it comes down to is after the Shattering took place, Margit really took his place as someone who challenged people who had eyes on being a lord, and he gained notoriety for crushing their dreams, so to speak, and stopping people from becoming a lord. So really, in a nutshell, Margit was just kind of like, after the Shattering happened, he just woke up one morning, he's just like, well, everyone's going to try to become Elden Lord, I guess I'll just stop everybody. That's really what it boils down to. And then, of course, he comes across you, and he can't stop you, so, yeah. You basically put him in his place and put him down, and then he goes away, and then he comes back later as Margot, the Omen King. And he stands across... He took his place as protecting the Erdtree and basically got no love for that. So that was Margit / Morgott's thing. He does make one other appearance as he takes the guise of a commoner outside the city of Lindell, and then when you approach him, he becomes Margit again, and then you have to fight him all over again. But that's basically the story of Margit. He is a tough boss with some punishing combos, and he can close distance very quickly as well. So So viewed on a level playing field, I think Margit really can stand up to any boss, or most bosses in the SoulsBorne universe. And yeah, I think him versus just about any boss is a worthy fight in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death.
The Nameless King is the firstborn son of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. You may remember him as the final boss of Dark Souls 1. The Nameless King took part in the war between his father and the dragons. After Gwyn linked the first flame, the throne passed to his eldest son, the Nameless King, but his reign was marred by catastrophes. Then finally one day he said, "Screw it, I'm going to align with the ancient dragons," and that did not make the gods of Anor Londo very happy. When you battle him in Dark Souls 3, he rides a dragon called King of the Storm, and he's able to harness lightning in a variety of ways. Long story short, if the Nameless King were sleeping in a bathtub and you dropped a plug-in toaster in there, he would not give a shit at all.
Once again, as I always say, I try to view these on a level playing field, Margit being one of the earlier bosses in Elden Ring, and Nameless King being one of the toughest bosses in Dark Souls 3. Try to put them on a level playing field, and I think you might be surprised that Margit may actually stand up to the Nameless King a little bit. I think this is a tougher fight than you may think that it is. Like I said, Margit is tough, he's fast, he has good combos, and he can close distance very quickly. The same could be said for the Nameless King, so I think this is a tough fight to judge. That being... Oh, God. Oh, man. I really just wanted to give it to the Nameless King. I really did. You know what? I think I still do have to give it to the Nameless King. I think the Nameless King is still stronger and tougher and faster, but probably not by much. Just by enough that it would make a difference. But I think this is a really good fight, really, on paper, and put it on, like I keep saying it over and over again, I'm very sorry, but on an equal, playing field, I think this is a very good fight. And yeah, I still think Nameless King takes it in the end, but yeah, this would be a sleeper fight on any fight card, and it would definitely be a fight worth seeing. That's how I feel, but that is just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death comes to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com. If you're interested in the Roar of a Dragon series, you can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, and my Twitter are all Bobby's World 2110. The Elden Ring No Crimson Flask run is ongoing. This past episode on Monday, Monday's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we did a few things. We fought Flying Dragon and Geel, so you may want to check that out. That was obviously the big thing that happened on that episode. And we're making progress. We're getting ready to invade Stormvale Castle, so that's going to be a big time. And that's going to be the end of Volume 1 as well. It's going to take me a while to get through that, I think. So there's plenty to go as far as that goes. And as always, you can come back here Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Always fun times over here. Always different things going on. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I appreciate the love and support. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World. And you're all just living in it. See you for live, y'all. Bye.
What's going on, guys? Thank you for checking out the video today, but I got a question for you. Did you know I wrote a book? Did you know I wrote 3 books? Did you know that they're all part of the same series? The Roar of a Dragon, The Treachery of a Weasel, and The Cry of a Raven. ReadersFavorite.com says that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. Now, I personally think that's crazy, but it's not for me to judge. It's for you to judge. Go to RobertBlanchardBooks.com and you can check out the books right now. But wait, that's not all. All 3 books got 5-star reviews at ReadersFavorite.com.
These books won the silver medal in the Literary Titan Awards. The Cry of a Raven won silver at the Global eBook Awards. So what are you waiting for? Read about Aiden's dream to become a Knight of Delmar. Read about his death and resurrection. Oops, I gave that away, didn't I? And read about his journey back home from 3,000 years in the future to stop the evil that started in Delmar. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And then, if you're interested, you can buy the books there as well. And if you've already read the books or you just want to hear more about them, you can check out the Rise of Dragons podcast. You can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And in every episode, I cover a character from the book, an event from the book, my journey into writing, and everything in between. Ripley, what do you got to say about all this?
Give me a treat or I will end you.
You know she's telling you to check out the books. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com to check out the books or listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast if you want to hear about them. That's all I got to say, and thank you for watching this video.